Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this, your Aquarius February 2024 reading and forecast. Hi, I'm Nigel Saint James, clairvoyant. Now, this month we have a very interesting deck. It's called Spolia. Now, this was an independent deck. The artist then said, look, I've done tarot. I'm not going to do any more. I'm going to do other things. And so several years ago, the limited print run was exhausted, and there's been no further editions of it. So if you happen to have a copy of it, hang on to it, I would say, or sell it, because several months ago I saw one for sale on eBay for some hundreds of dollars, I think it was. It's probably more expensive than that now. Anyway, you and I get to look at the imagery that probably not a lot of people have seen. Now, of course, over the course of the last month, I've done a number of one-on-one clairvoyant readings for people from different parts of the world over FaceTime and Skype. And if you might be interested in a clairvoyant reading with me, just check out the information that's in the description at the end of the video. Now, separately, the other spiritual gift that I was given at birth is that of healing. Check out the information that's in the description at the end of the video. But the thing with healing is that I don't charge for healing. I can't. The gift was bestowed on the basis that I get nothing in return. So there's no charge, there's no fee, there's no catch. You won't be sold or recommended anything at all by me or by anybody else. So if you feel that you'd like to do that for something, then please contact me. Understand that the healing comes through me and not from me, as you would understand. Now, it's great to see the subscribers again. Thank you for welcoming me into your home. It's great to enjoy your company again, and who would not enjoy your company? I say, yes, definitely great fun, Aquarians. And you know that we don't have any video advertisements breaking their way into this content, don't you? So your enjoyment of the video is uninterrupted by video ads. And you also know that we only need to take 5 cards, because we don't spend just 2 seconds on a card. Rather, they speak volumes to us. So let's get it underway, shall we? And show me the magic. See what there is first. Queen of Swords. That's this. 5 of Wands. You'll see what I mean about this art in just a second. There is the Emperor. Here is the King of Wands. And finally, for you, what is there? It's this. The 4 of Wands. Well, as is our usual practice, I'll bring the camera around. You and I will have a good close look at the beautiful imagery on these cards together while they speak to us both, and I'll do the reading for you. A couple of court cards here. Well, why don't we start with the one that you drew first? This is the Queen of Swords. And here we have a queen with all these clouds around, which shows that she in suits is in the air. And this bird here is an owl. That would say that this is a time of great wisdom for you. Do you know what? I think that Libra and Virgo are going to be really important to you at the moment. This is, in a sense, all about making clear decisions based on fact and fairness, similar to the Queen herself. I think that this is a time when you are going to be very graceful, very perceptive, a keen observer, and you'll be able to look behind the lines, look between the lines on things. I think you'll be intensely individualistic, but very confident and gracious. It's also a time, I think, of cutting through old masks and roles, a time of intense clarity for you, where your thought processes are going to be very intellectual and rational and logical, and there's going to be a great degree of objectivity with you. Now, I'm looking at her here in the way that she's presented, and she comes across as the celestial queen, channeling pure divine thought and truth. She symbolizes the mother goddess of purity, light, and divine wisdom. And she embodies the elements of water, being the queen, and air, as I say, being the mind, by balancing and integrating that fluid, feminine, intuitive wisdom with the airy, divine intellect. and she expands those energies into intuitive wisdom. Now, her intellect and her ability to perceive things make you a leader of authenticity and of justice for humanity at large, I think. Gracious and just, as I say, you will approach all situations in life prepared with a focused authority. Now, you'll be independent and confident. You might find that you have something of a photographic memory for details. You will be the ultimate problem solver. And I don't think you're going to recognize excuses or justifications during this period. And you are not going to tolerate any false perceptions either in yourself or in other people. Now, you'll be thinking ahead, making a plan, communicating that plan sensibly, and then taking action with a precise mind and a strong will. You will be cutting through confusion, fear, and doubt. This is a very powerful energy here, and it is now arriving and bringing you the news that you should get ready for transformation. You are going to be asked to be clear about a path you've taken. Are you following your soul path? What distractions are you allowing to misguide you? Now, her lesson, I think, is very clear. It's very honest and it's very forthright about your choices. So discover your power by facing and removing blocks and fears that hold you back from the truth and free will. Now, when I say removing fears, you might say, oh, well, how do I do that? Look, if I were to throw a ball to you, a tennis ball to you, you could catch it and throw it back or throw it somewhere else, couldn't you? Why can you do that? Because you know what a tennis ball is and you know how to deal with it. Well, the same thing with fears. Describe precisely what your fear is. Look at it from all angles. Actually determine what the real substance of it is, and then you'll be able to deal with it when it comes your way. Catch it and throw it away. That's what you should be doing. Now, I think what's happening here is that the sacred warrior of clarity and truth is being awakened in here, cutting away the blocks that shadow your inner light and strength. But there is a great degree of wisdom coming around here, and also of healing. So you must use that fine mind of yours to make unbiased decisions about a situation, I think. Now, compassion and empathy may distract you, so you must go with your head and not with your heart. This isn't a time to beat around the bush about a situation. Decide and act and cut through old patterns. You see, I think you are in the process of separating yourself more and more now from old roles and behavior patterns. Now, this could bring some painful experiences with it, but it's worth it. The clarity you gain frees you. Now, what are the roles you most easily and most often hide behind? Are you ready to drop them? Observe yourself in different roles. Some you're going to continue to play, but now with more awareness, and you'll play them until you no longer identify yourself with them. Say this to yourself: my only duty in life is to remain true to myself. Well, she seems to be paired with a male, which is this. She's in air and he's in wands. Now, that's really good because air and fire, they really stoke each other up. So the energies that I've spoken of there are going to be on full speed, and so is the energy that's coming through here. And this is the King of Wands. So King, esoterically, he's fire, of fire, fanned along by the air, your sign of the air. A lot of Sagittarius energy here, a lot of Scorpio energy here as well. You're going to be very active, generous, probably quite impetuous from time to time. There's going to be a great swiftness with you. And bystanders are probably going to say, look, you've taken an action that nobody expected. Well, this is a result of this process that's going on here. There's a fierceness with you now. There's dynamic forward motion occurring with you. Increased insight, and there are some coming changes. You are going to be energetic and ambitious, adventurous, determined, but very charming and magnetic in a way that is hard to resist. I'll go further and say that people are probably going to find you very sexually attractive, so do with that what you want. You know, this guy really here, this energy is, it's all about the mastery of growth and inner development, is what I see here. There is an energy that has been created by your increased perceptions that is now set free, has manifested, and is unstoppable. So much so that even in difficult situations, you are going to move forward in a very constructive direction. Now, it may well be also that around you at this time, there are elements in the environment going on around you that are unsteady or unusual. Well, what you should do is to be cool, collected, resolute, and energetic. But be careful of the actions that you take. People might find that you are impetuous, but you should not do things until you've thought about it. Be careful of those actions. Go forward with confidence in your ability at the moment, but with a well thought out plan. I think also that this can refer to journeys and traveling is what I'm getting here. Maybe a change around workplace, could be a promotion. Creative ideas are being brought into action, and you are going to have the courage of your convictions. This is a time to find your vitality, to trust your gut instincts, let your hair down, give yourself a pep talk, and believe that you can do it. Now be awake, ready for people or situations which could produce dynamic changes in your consciousness. And be grateful for this gift from existence. Receive it, but don't cling to it. Now, does your present situation allow your energies to develop and unfold fully? And if not, what must be removed or changed? Seek out situations and opportunities that challenge you and engage them with all of your energy. And say this to yourself, because now it is definitely true for you, that every challenge which arises helps me grow, and every storm strengthens my roots. More fire to come everywhere here. This is fire, 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 fanned along. A very high energy month. What's happening here? What is that? That's the Emperor. Well, clearly a lot of pioneering Aries spirit around it, and Mars here from the colour of the red. I don't know if the artist intended it, but I've got Mars in Aries here with the Sun exalted, and Aries actually, again, I don't know whether they intended it. I've got these ram's horns that are there. Well, he is the son of the morning, the chief among the mighty. This is really the builder, the doer, the pioneer, the visionary. And I think that you are going to be primarily concerned with power during this period. He's sitting up quite straight, isn't he? I won't say there's a sternness, but there's a readiness to him there. Power and control over other people or yourself. Now you will be, as we saw with that King of Wands that we just looked at, a natural leader and organizer. Your willpower and judgment, which have resulted from your previous life experiences, are going to be put to use now for abundance and success. And you will have success through self-discipline and application of your talents. Now, this is also saying to me that you are going to be a rational thinker here. I think status is actually going to be important to you. Now, that's a change, isn't it? I think that status is going to be quite important to you, as is material security and stability. And funnily enough, I think you could be quite volatile and fiery. I don't see you being passive at all during this month. At all. Not at all. You are going to be a leader. You're going to make things happen, start them off. There's a creative wisdom with you, and as I say, great leadership qualities. You'll have an urge for action, for adventurous pursuits, new beginnings, and you'll have a calm authority about here. Order and structure are going to feature here for you, but you're going to be very ambitious. Probably you'll be taking a stand on something, and you're going to be firm with yourself and others. Now, you are sensible and practical enough to understand where danger lies in the world, and so you'll also be taking something of a protective stance, as I suppose the Emperor protects its realm. He is rock-like, and I got this thing from him sitting up straight like this. You are going to be the same. You are not going to be pushed off course. Now, as long as your power is used for transformation and new beginnings, the effect is going to be very beneficial. But don't use that power to just preserve the status quo, just to keep things as they are. Because when you do that, then you start to stagnate. Now, what I'm seeing here is that this is a really good moment for change or a new beginning for you, so trust your own energy and move with it. Now, what rejuvenation does your life need? And are there steps that you would like to take towards this? Examine yourself critically, especially in regard to your relationships with people who are above and below you, if you know what I mean. And say this to yourself. I enjoy starting projects. I value and honor my leadership ability. I am a responsible person. I trust my power. I rule by serving, and I serve by ruling. Now, where was that fire card? We'll deal with this one first. Got all this fire stone in the background to it here. Oh, this is an interesting... That's that. And that's that. So this is Saturn in Leo. It's the first decan of Leo, the 23rd of July to the 2nd of August. This is the Lord of Strife. Now, Saturn in Leo. Look, Saturn and Leo really don't get on all that well. One of the reasons for that is Saturn. This is a good card for you, incidentally, because it's Saturn in Leo, and Saturn, of course, is your planet. But why there's a difficulty with Leo is that Aquarius is diametrically opposed to Leo on the zodiac scale. So Aquarius is in opposition to Leo. And so what we have here then is not only that opposition that's there, but Leo wants to be creative and express itself. While on someone's view, I suppose, Saturn being the furthest of the planets away, I don't count the outer planets for much really. Saturn is the furthest of the classical planets, I'll say. It's the furthest away from the Sun. It's got the longest orbit and is seen by some people as being cold as a result of its distance from the Sun and dense. And of course it does want to set boundaries and limits, but it does so in a good way. People misunderstand Saturn. Now, Leo is a fire sign, and it's in the suit of wands. And with this number 5 here, I have a mystical association with Mars, the fiery planet of Mars. And so maybe you could take the view that Saturn, cold Saturn, is coming down and it's dampening down all of this fire energy. And in addition to that opposition that lies between Aquarius with Saturn in it and Leo, the astrological energies are in discord. The other thing I have here with the 5 is there's a great degree of instability, exaggeration, strife, change associated with it. Now, in a sense, what is happening here is that this energy is erupting with change and with conflict, but it also brings the opportunity for expansion and renewal. Internally, The fiery energy of wands sets fire to a restlessness within you that doesn't want to be held back. Outwardly, this Five of Wands can represent chaos in different aspects of your life. Chaos may not be such a great term, as I say, because the appearance of Saturn in Leo, Saturn's your planet, so I think it might just be a few unusual well, as we spoke about in this card here, there could be a few unusual things going on around you at the time. Now, everything could be seeming to be shifting and moving in different directions, and the calm, comfortable place that you once enjoyed, maybe that's coming under some pressure. Well, the secret for you to getting into this energy is to hold on to your spiritual center as both your inner self and your outer self change and make their way through those unusual events. Holding on to your spiritual center has nothing to do with your ego. Your spiritual center is your inner personal power, where you can find peace and balance during uncertainties in life. Now, when you recognize that, you'll find that this is a time and this is an energy that's going to bring about a rebirth into a new identity or a lifestyle or a path. Now, because this has appeared up here and again on the same line as this beautiful woman here, then I think that you will experience some change, maybe a bit of pressure and movement in your life. But I know that you are up to the challenge, because this 5 is going to bring about breakthroughs in your lifestyle, your values and your ideas. It forces you to confront and burn away any outgrown beliefs and patterns. And that's moving you forward into transformation and growth. This is inviting you to participate in and test your abilities in games of rivalry and competition that go about in life. And this powerful energy here is going to push you to new heights in your work, your relationships, and your achievements. It's good for you that Saturn's here. Now, I will say that this isn't necessarily, it's a hard dog to keep from pulling against the leash. But if you can, you will empower yourself and your life. Now, I do say that this energy can sometimes point to competitions with people who have similar characteristics as you do. They may be as attractive as you are, although in a different way. They may have the same sort of a resume that they do as you do. They may have the same sort of experience as you do. So there's a competition aspect to this as well. And that's a sort of a conflict, I suppose. But you're up to the task because you pulled the card and it's got all these other things here. So go step by step. Take everything a little easier and say to yourself, I am more and more capable now of expressing my feelings and my creativity in my work and social life. And then finally, what do we have? We have this 4 of Wands. Oh, isn't that a nice scene? This is the very flowery thing here. These look like the muses. The muses were the originators of creative thought. You know, the poets, the musicians, the artists, they all made use of the muses in ancient time. In fact, they still do. Now, this is Venus ruling the second decan of Aries at 10th to 19th of April. Look, you know, we were talking about an opposition before. Well, Venus rules Libra, and Libra is in opposition to Aries. So there's an opposition going on there. And the other thing is this, is that Venus is the ruler of Libra. Aries is ruled by Mars. And you've got Venus and Mars sitting together with one another, and Venus and Mars can be troublesome. They can be troublesome. The number 4 here speaks to me, though, of foundation, completeness, progress, power, and stability. Venus in Aries notwithstanding that opposition there, it does bring some harmony, because when Venus is the morning star, you know, she appears before the sun rises or just before the sun sets, or just after the sun sets, rather. Well, when she appears before the sun sets as the morning star, I see her as the warrior queen. And I think she gets Mars interested in her because of her warlike nature as the morning star. And mutual enjoyment results. So I think that's a beneficial aspect to this for you, because there's completion here, unity, and the possibility of new beginnings. It's a green light to success. There's a foundation here which is the first stage to completion. Now, someone could possibly be setting up a new house or moving home. Venus, the symbol of beauty and love, combines with Aries the principle of new beginnings. The heart pushes forward and seeks the development of the beautiful in new directions. But before the new can arise, the old must be complete. And the conflict between opposites, like Venus and Mars in this situation, well, it's got to be resolved in a way which will further you on the way towards your highest goal. Now, tension in relationships can work positively when the individuality of each partner is recognized and respected, and this makes it possible for you to support one another in moving forward. This 4 represents development and growth. You are on the right track and making progress. Now, through hard work and enthusiasm, I think that what's happened is that you have created a successful accomplishment. And this is bringing to you renewal, development, new ideas, strength, and concepts. There's a level of perfection that's been reached. And you are now riding the energetic wave of creativity into the next horizon of possibilities here. Now, because this has come in with these other cards around it, you've completed something with great success, I think. Fulfillment, or are just about to, I might say. Fulfillment and reward are going to flow to you. And you are free from fences around you, from unreasonable deadlines or limitations. Well-being, high energy, and stamina are yours. This is presenting to you social relationships, fun, parties, joy, generosity, celebrations, maybe a wedding or a birthday, anniversary. Your achievements give you a moment to breathe and take in the journey that brought you to this present time. It also suggests that you don't rest on your laurels of success for too long, or you'll miss out on new opportunities. Now, something beautiful is making its way into your relationships. Are you prepared to accept your partner as she or he is in spite of your differences? And what areas are in urgent need of clarification or resolution? Is there some tension between you and somebody else? Because if there is, now is a good time to clarify and resolve that interaction and complete the old. And say to yourself, completing the old frees me for the new. What a fantastic month for you. And you did a great job. Well done. Well, I told you that the art on these cards was very interesting, didn't I? And very rare, it seems, today. And I hope you enjoyed that reading as much as I enjoyed giving it to you, which I certainly did. It's great to see you, and thank you. Now, the only favour that I'd ask, if you have made it this far, is would you do me the favour of pressing the like button on the way out? That's good for the YouTube computer, as you would understand, and allows people to come and see these readings. Now, of course, unless I see you privately, then the next time I see you will be next month. And so remember that, until then, that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. And until then, it's bye for now.